People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
Big Mad.
Where you from?
Watergate Crip, ex-gang member.
Give me a little background on yourself, man. Where was you born and raised at?
Born and raised in Englewood on 119th Street, North Ave.
Your parents from out here, or they migrated from the South?
No, they migrated from St. Louis.
St. Louis. You know what year?
That's about like 69, 70.
How many brothers and sisters you got?
10.
Were they all born out here?
Nope.
Nope.
You say 10?
10.
Where you fall in that 10?
Third.
Any of them from Watergate?
3.
What schools did you attend? Starting with elementary school.
Samurai.
In middle school?
Yeah, Samurai was elementary school. Samurai, and then I got kicked out of Samurai in 3rd grade.
And then middle school?
Yeah, I think I went to like off of Pico and Redondo.
So let me rewind. This area that we're in called Watergate, what city is this?
It's Englewood. The city just changed to Hawthorne.
So when you were growing up, this was considered Englewood?
Englewood.
So how come you guys are not part of the Englewood School District as far as going to Morningside and Monroe and all that? What's that about?
Some did. Some went to Morningside, Monroe, and then some went to Henry Clay. Because everything's on the borderline. Everything is like Hawthorne, Englewood, Los Angeles, and Gardena.
What junior high school did y'all go to from over here?
Henry Clay.
And then high school?
Washington.
When you went to Washington, what gangs was floating on campus at the time?
It was Blocks, to the Rams, A-Trey Gangsters, the Hoovers, Main Streets.
You was in Washington what years?
Like 80.
And the A-Trey Gangsters was going up there. Did they have problems?
Not really. They was barely getting into it.
So everybody was still getting along?
Yeah, semi.
And what was the relationship like with Watergates and the 11-5s and the 111s?
Everybody was like allies.
Y'all play baseball together?
Yeah, everybody hung out. Everybody was closer friends.
When y'all play baseball and football over here, what parks did you guys play at?
We played at Holly Park.
So between Holly Park and school is where y'all met a lot of dudes from the Hunters?
Yes.
Let me rewind a little bit, Mad Rocc. What year did your family land over here in the Watergates?
About like 69 or 70.
69 or 70. And you're 53. So how old were you about that time?
Oh no, I think I might have been like 7. But not about like 7 or 8.
Oh, so when your family migrated from St. Louis,
Yeah.
so you're originally from St. Louis. You have any memories of St. Louis?
Yes. Definitely.
You went to school in St. Louis.
Sorta. I mostly went to school out here. I was still a kid.
So when you landed out here in 1970, 69, 70, what was the makeup of this neighborhood?
All whites.
It was all whites.
Okay, my name is Joe Bolton.
Joe Bolton.
Joe Bolton. I'm an ex-Crip.
First generation?
First generation Crip. Back in 1969, 70.
What about this freeway behind us? Was it there?
No, this freeway wasn't even thought of it. They said it was coming. No, the freeway didn't come till late, about the end of the 80s, about the end of the 80s.
So what was here before the freeway came?
119th Street,
So it was all houses right there.
houses. That was 119th Street.
You remember houses and kids, and it wasn't abandoned yet or condemned? It was still
No, it was
up and
all
running?
houses. Yeah, it was all houses, all the way down, all the way to 119th. It was open straight up the cross from Van Ness to Crenshaw.
So basically, this ripped your hood in half or took a big
Yes,
chunk
it
of it.
took about like 8 houses off the block.
Any of your homies' houses?
A lot.
So let me rewind when you first got here from St. Louis and it's an all-white neighborhood. When did it start changing?
Once we started moving in, they started moving out.
Early 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah, about 70, 71, 72. Yeah, it was crazy because we moved in and the neighbors moved out next to us.
Just like that.
For real. They moved. They just started moving off the whole street.
So you didn't grow up with little white Johnny playing basketball?
A couple of them stayed, yeah, but the majority left.
I gotta ask, any white boys from Watergate?
And
So when did you become aware of gangs and Crips in particular? When did that?
probably about 72, 73, 72 something.
That's when you became aware of it? Is that when it landed over here?
Over here, starting in 72.
When did Watergate come into play, and where did the name come from?
Okay, the Watergate name comes from the Watergate scandal. Nixon and Tony Brock and Tucker Mahaley. They used to joke around and Kitty Martin all them in the garage. So they came out with the name of Watergate Crips.
Everybody, we had a meeting, and everybody took a side on their hood, what their hood gonna be. So the Veil players started Raymond, Kid and them represented Shotgun, Scary Harry, Tony Brock, they represented the Watergate, and O'Neal and them represented the neighborhood, and that's how we all broke loose from them and started all their own name sets.
And who were the founders of Watergate?
My homie Sharky. It was a lot more older.
And where did they get that name from, Watergate?
From the Watergate scandal.
Richard Nixon, in 1974, became the first and only U.S. president to step down from office.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Mr. Nixon's resignation shocked the public. Fallout from a scandal known as Watergate.
So wait a minute. You guys moving here 69, 70, white flight, and soon they flight, the Crips start over here. Just like that.
And They probably was over here earlier.
When did you move over to this neighborhood?
Moved over here in 1969.
1969. And the Crips started after you got here?
Crips started after I got here. The first one was Smacks. It was Baby Crips. The first was Smacks, then became Baby Crips.
So Watergate was part of the Smacks?
The Smacks. No. The Crip game, the West Side Crips game, started off as Junior Crips, so it was Smacks.
Okay.
Then you had Washington High School. They the big Crips. Okay, see, the game started in school. They didn't start in neighborhoods. It was schools to fight. So it was fighting those people who start school games from school on the west side here.
What school did you go to?
I went to Crenshaw High.
Which one?
Crenshaw High.
Crenshaw High?
My mom thought Washington High School back in them days was a bad school. That's when the cricket game was starting on the west side. And you had Horseman. Okay. All it was that school, Horseman, Washington High, and Englewood Junior High started the cricket game on the west side. You had Took. Took was in the 70s, in the 60s. Like 69. That's where he used to live in that area.
We talking about the street.
Street, Western.
Right.
Western. So he had them guys over there. But you had Melvin Hardy. Guy named Melvin.
So you ran with Melvin Hardy and his friends?
We all ran together. I didn't remember nobody, we ran together.
Right.
Melvin never come over to our neighborhood, because our neighborhood we were more like hustlers and players here. Okay? We used to be like hustlers and players here. Okay? We didn't fight that much unless somebody came into our neighborhood over here, and that's when we fought.
So look, when you say Tookie and them over there, was it two different groups?
No, it was both like Tookie was mostly on that side, and you had Melvin Hardy over this side. See, Washington High School is where the game really started at. Inside the Washington High School. That's how I got really known. Okay? But they had little, Tookie them just come over to Melvin Hardy house and hang out and Monkey Man and all them guys, Warlock and all them big Crips. They was older than me. You see? So that's...
How old are you?
I'm 63 right now.
Okay.
I'm 63.
Was you at the meeting when the Smacks turned Crips?
Well, we was at the meeting. I went to Washington High School. The Smack game didn't stay long. They didn't know. It was about no more than about a year. Okay. Then what happened? Raymond Washington came over here. We saw him come from the east side with the East Side Crips, and we saw him in his game. Come in and say, "Shit, we're gonna start the Crips over here on the west side." And that's what everybody did. Start the game on the west side of the Crip game.
Had you heard of anybody calling themselves the Englewood Crips in the early 70s?
Englewood Crips, no.
How about the Godfather Crips?
Godfather, yes. That had to do with Pookie.
Barefoot Pookie?
Barefoot Pookie.
When did you first hear it in?
That when everybody started. That's what he started naming. Putting a name on the West Side Crips like Godfather Crips. So then everybody else started making their name like 11th Street and all there,
But Watergate had already started, right?
No, Watergate started after. We started all together at the same time.
I think, okay.
You see, Watergate started. That's what Tony wanted to make a different life for us.
I'm talking as far as what I can remember.
See, Watergate started in 72 with what's that man, Richard Nixon, the Watergate scandal.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we named them Watergate. They was like, oh, you niggas are scamming.
And give me the year Watergate started.
Nichols started in Nixon's trial was back in 1973. 72, 73? Yeah, but that's when we started.
When did you jump off the porch and start claiming Watergate?
Shit, I started about 74, 72, 74. I always ran, but it shouldn't have been, but I didn't run, so ain't nobody that I didn't know was from older or younger. When I started claiming and about getting in trouble about like 12, 13.
What name was you given at that time?
I was called Sink.
You was called what?
Sink.
Sink? What's the story behind that?
Just for my name, the Sink Dog.
And when did Mad Rocc come into play?
A little while after that, about 80.
What can you tell me about IVC? As far as when they came out?
A little while after us.
After you guys? And when did they become rivals with you guys?
About 79.
Oh, so you guys were allies for a minute.
Yeah, I used to go over there. I knew everybody over there.
Who were some of the big names over there?
You stayed over there?
Yeah. Who were the IVCs over there when you was growing up?
I knew all of them. I knew T. But then some to stay over there wasn't. I knew Ronnie T. I knew Clint. But these is like older than Larry and a couple more other ones.
And what caused the breakup?
Oh, from Morningside Monroe, a couple of my own boys went to Morningside Monroe and was getting into it, the Bloods, and shit, they didn't help.
And that turned into a full-fledged war.
And we was getting out to an off and on behind that. And then, like, almost the end of 79, my homeboy got killed on Spinney in 119.
Explain how far or how close IVC is from Watergate.
Right across Crenshaw.
Crenshaw separation of
Yeah.
two types.
IVC is our number one enemy. Number one.
Are they your first Crip enemy?
They're the first enemy, period.
The apartments along Crenshaw, was that ever a Watergate stronghold? Those apartments right there? Or you guys always been inside the neighborhood?
Always been on 119th Street.
What blood gangs was IVC getting into it with? Or y'all getting into it with it?
Back then, well, that was like family.
Englewood family?
Yeah, that was family.
Was Center Park in existence yet?
No, because like the early 70s, family was like from on the other side of Imperial, shit, damn near across Manchester, all the way past La Brea to Van Ness.
So who was Watergate warring with in the 70s? Before the Crip on Crip beef, who was y'all main rivals?
It was the families and out of Englewood, it was them. And actually then we kicked off with the villages.
When did you first hear about Avenue Five? First time you heard of it?
Probably when I got out, like the 80s.
So whose neighborhood was that when you
That
were
was
growing
like,
up?
it was families.
There was families over
Yeah,
there?
and then it was like, I don't know, they used to call themselves quarter boys.
You said when you got out. Where you go? YA?
Yeah, no, when I got out of prison. I've been to YN prison. YN prison.
What year did you get out? When you
I got it, why?
Yeah, that first time.
I got out like 85.
85. And that's your first time hearing the Avenue Five?
About 85, 86.
What was the makeup of YA? What gangs was up in there? And what household names can you name off?
Every hood was in there. Everybody you can think of that was out at that time.
Did you guys play at Holly Park as kids?
Yes, we did.
And as a kid, whose park was that growing up?
We shared the park
Who did you guys share it with?
with the neighborhoods. They at the top and we at the lower bottom.
So you guys were on the same little league teams together and all that?
Yes, we were. School, parents' house, and everything.
Who was your first Crip on Crip beef after Englewood? After the IVC?
First one?
Yeah, after IVC.
It was the first Crip on Crip beef that we got in. We got into it a lot of bit everybody.
When did y'all get into it with the UGs?
We got into it. That was like in I think 83. 83, 80, yeah, 82, 83. I was in jail.
Oh, you was gone.
Yeah, but I heard about it, but it wasn't no beef. It was a fight.
It was a fight. This was one incident.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing serious. Ain't nobody never got killed or nothing like that. So,
No wars.
No, I mean, you get into it. I don't call that. That's no beef because no life was lost and nothing like that. It was minor incidents.
How did the beef start with Watergate and UG?
From my recollection and from my memory, I was actually there the night that it started. There was a dance at Washington High School. It was like a Friday night. One thing led to another. UGs was thick up there. They was thick. And a little altercation came between them and a few of my homies.
And what year are we talking about?
If I had to be specific, I'm gonna have to say this is at the time when I was in high school. So I'm talking about the very early 80s. Maybe 82, 83, somewhere up in there.
All right, so altercation happened. Yeah.
Niggas being niggas, we did what we did. We did what we did. They did what we did. They did what they did. Kind of like pretty much ended after that. Monday morning came. Niggas had to go to school, had to go up over there. So niggas was on deck. Altercation happened. I don't want to get into specifics. Altercation happened. They came and got me out my motherfucking homeroom. I was going to Washington at the time. All right? So I just want you to understand the details of what I'm talking about, so I ain't really trying to put too much out there like that. But some altercations happened, and it kind of just went down after that. They stood their ground, we stood our ground.
So that's when the beef became official, just out the gate from that day.
Keeping it 100 with you. It's kind of like every hood in the 100 can tell you they had a little beef with us, depending on the year or the era. We didn't have beefs with the Ryman's. We didn't have beefs with the UGs. We didn't have beefs with the neighborhoods. We didn't have beefs. The whole time we beefing with the other side of Crenshaw though, which is the blood side. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody else staying on this side, on the west side. I mean on the east side, excuse me. We dealing with all that too, the east side of Crenshaw. We dealing with that too. We're a little hood, But we got to stay with the business stuff.
Y'all never seen UG as an enemy.
No, we got into it. I mean, what you do. Now, it's totally different when you, life is lost. And it's totally down, it's become something serious. Before it's like petty squabbles or whatever, or something that where it has not been a life lost, then you can repair it.
When did y'all get into it with the 111s?
That was in 89.
You said in 89 y'all got into it with the 111s?
Yep. No, that was 89.
Before the peace treaty?
Before the peace treaty, it was 89.
What about the Raymond's? When did y'all get into it with the Raymond's?
92.
We got a problem with 89?
I think that's kind of early, Rock. 89? And it was on from there, or that was just one of the times you guys got into it?
No.
And it got
When we got into it, we get into it off and on, but it was nothing serious. But 89.
When did the gunplay come in? What year?
89.
All right. When did the Rolling 100 Alliance start? When did that come into play?
I don't know. I think it was like about 80, something like 80, about 87, about 87, 88. It was in the Crip March, I was there.
You was there?
Yeah. But you said 89. Why you say 89? That happened in 89.
If you say it happened, it
Yeah,
happened.
why you think that was a bit too early?
I thought it was a 90s beat. I didn't know it was
No,
an 80s beat.
it was 89. It was actually, I can tell you when and what month and everything started. Actually, I tell you, I know what it started over.
Where did it start
It
on?
started over a chain. And that was in 89.
A full-fledged gang war started over a
Over
chain.
a chain. That was chain, it was snatched and was not returned. And tried to squash the beef about returning the chain. And I guess they didn't want to turn the chain. And that was a war.
There was a point of no return after the response.
And it was it, and it lasted from 89 to damn near 2010 or 9 or 13.
So that's beef is officially over.
Yes.
So basically, the 111s became the Watergate's main rivalry.
Yes.
So, when did the Watergates start claiming rolling hundreds?
That was the same when everybody else turned, about like 87, 88. And then from the Crip Marshal, when they came up with it all in there. Everybody was in there at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah. It wasn't no just one Pacific hood. Because, you know what I'm saying? Which, that's what I'm just kind of like confused on that shit too. Because, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was in there at the same time. I was in there. You know what I'm saying? When it kicked off.
So who was in there in the Crip Marshal with you when the hundreds kicked off? Who were some of their names?
What set?
What sets? What names? Tell us something.
It was the UGs, the Bloodlines, the Blocks.
The Bloodlines.
Yeah, Bloodlines was there too.
They were hundreds from the gate.
No, they was in there. Now maybe I can understand if they went along or later on, but they part of the 100 crew. But it was something in there.
All right, you didn't finish. We didn't let him finish the roll call. Who was in there?
This ain't nothing. You can keep going. The roll call.
Part of the what? Part of the 100s?
Yeah.
That's about it. That I can recall. Maybe it's probably some more, but as far as I can recall, that was about it.
I didn't remember naming them all.
He gets some 4800 stories from me.
So 48 other stories. I don't know. What big name? Well, it was shit,
Yes,
everybody.
But like you say, that started in '89, and then the other beat started in '92.
Now, going to the Crip marches, when did you first hit the march?